Can you stop moaning in my
All right,
ear?
CJ. All right, all right. We're trying something new today. So this is some footage from a live stream. This is gonna run in the background. We're actually gonna do some commentary today with CJ. I've never done this before, so this is gonna be a first. So we're gonna talk about Marathon today and our opinion on the server slam, and honestly, just my opinion on Marathon as a whole, as a game. And I'm gonna start off with what I think me and CJ agree. The game's fucking awesome.
It's amazing.
The game's fucking great. We personally had a shit ton of fun. Now, I do want to say where in my opinion comes from. CJ can speak on his own, because I don't think he isn't gonna have to be. He's not in the same boat as me here. So I've played Destiny since I was 6 years old. So I've been with Bungie for a minute. A fat minute. So I am always willing to try a new Bungie title. Now, I have been a dedicated PvP player, just like CJ, since Destiny 2. And to see this game with maybe a little more PvP focus, especially in the extraction shooter genre, not just the extraction shooter genre, but the extraction shooter genre on console, that's the big difference. That is more of a PvP focus. Because, CJ, Arc
Yes.
is very PvE, right?
Absolutely.
And that is what we don't like about Arc.
It's PvE until I have something good in my inventory, and then that run is the run where they decide they want to kill me.
Yeah, there's so much to do in that game that is, and you can call this a skill issue, that where I have to put my trust in other human beings. I don't like doing that because other human beings are not nice most of the time.
Unpredictable is a pretty good word.
Yeah,
to
extremely
use.
unpredictable. On top of the fact, and it might just be because the game's third person, the game feels very. Tim the Tatman said this in his video on Marathon. The game feels clunky. He said it like
I
just
don't
for a
even
split second.
know if it's that it's third person. I think it's just like
Because I was, somebody brought that to my attention, and then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, there are very few third-person games that feel smooth. The only one I can think of, and you can shoot me in the foot for saying this, is Fortnite.
I mean, the big problem with it for me, I feel like the reason why it feels clunky to me is I think the camera is too static
That too.
for it being third person. It's just the camera
Like,
is
I know
too
they're
static.
trying to add weight to like what you do in that game, but you feel slow, you feel sluggish. Oh, and here's my other gripe, and once again, you can call this a skill issue. I like that Marathon allows you to basically get every gun, like, it's not tied to a rarity. I love that. I love that it's the mods are what make the guns their rarity. While with Arc Raiders, you know, the really fun sniper thing is dropped from one of the hardest enemies in the game. And as
Indeed.
someone who likes to play a sniper play style in my extraction shooters, that's not fun. At all.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Arc Raiders is more like there's a place for that. It's more of just a community-focused game. I don't even see it really as an extraction shooter,
No.
just because I don't play it like that.
we need to say what Tim. I want to say what also, because I know I keep bringing up Tim Tatman's video. And the reason I will continuously do this because he has basically the exact same opinion I do, and that is, I will admit, Arc Raiders is a phenomenal game. It is a great game. It is just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Like,
It is a
I'm sure-
phenomenal game. It's just due to it being more PvE focused, it is not for me. Also, I'm going to bring this up once again. I've been playing Bungie games for a long time, not just Destiny, but I've also been playing Halo since, one of the first FPSs I ever touched was Call of Duty World at War and Halo 3 and Halo Reach. And I
think
played 4
mine
when it came
might
out.
have also been 3.
And I love Halo. I also love Halo. But, like, the Tiger engine. Oh my god. when it comes to Bungie and FPSs and their Tiger engine, this is something I've been saying with my buddy Derek for a while. Bungie gunplay is the best. It is the best out of any FPS I've ever touched. Closest we've ever gotten to it is Titanfall.
Man,
I stand on that statement. I will stand on that statement. The game's gunplay. Oh my god. That game's gunplay is phenomenal. But Marathons is amazing. The snipers feel great. The shotguns, as usual with most Bungie titles, may they be broken. Yes. Do they feel amazing? Of course. They feel insane.
There was a gripe I saw online for the game that apparently people think they went a little too far with the art style. I know that's a matter of opinion. Just like I'm sure some people might think games like Guilty Gear with the shutter kind of art style where it's not like smooth frames. I personally like that. I can see the gripe with games and their art styles. I love Marathon's art style. I love all the vibrant colors.
And this is where I'm going to segue into my other thing I like about the game is another thing Bungie's phenomenal at. Art direction, world building, music/sound design. Those three things. There was a vid doc with the composer for Marathon, and I loved every minute of it. It was amazing. Because he even mentioned like the inspiration based on like where what map you're on or yada 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 or other things, and how like he used like human vocals because like the whole concept with the shells and stuff. I can't remember exactly what he said, but like that stuff fascinates me. He's doing a great job with Marathon, but there are plenty of things I can talk about, especially about other people's opinions on the game, which is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm speaking on my opinion, but I'm also shooting at other people's opinions or what other people have said and why I disagree with some things. I'll get into those maybe later. I don't know. I want to mention one real quick. The UI complaints. And Tim said the same thing. Every single goddamn extraction shooter with the backpack system's UI is shit.
Especially when you have to play it on controller.
He's not even talking about the cursor. The only one that isn't, I will admit, that I didn't hate is Arc Raiders. But that's because of the drastic appearance between items. But even then, with weapon mods, it gets to that point where it's like, I can barely tell the difference between these things and make split-second decisions on them.
Yeah.
So, it falls into the same complaint with Marathon, which, by the way, the really only complaint about the UI is with the mod chips. And I get it. In a gunfight, you don't want to be doing this. But you also shouldn't be looting in a gunfight. Just read it.
Yeah.
Look at the ones that are the higher rarity first.
The only thing you should be looting in a gunfight, if at all, is maybe ammo because you ran out.
Or meds. Ammo or meds.
Yeah, that too. Ammo or meds.
Ammo or meds, or in the rare situation that there is a gun that you prefer. I will admit.
Yeah.
Like if I'm running out with the punch, which is basically the Halo energy pistol, which I actually have not heard anybody say that. I've heard everyone talk about how the Mida's in the game, but you couldn't get it yet. You couldn't get it yet. And how the BXR/Halo battle rifle. But nobody mentioned the punch literally just being the Halo energy pistol, verbatim, charge shot and all. I'm literally using it in this footage right now. But what I wanted to mention with that is, like, if I found a Magnum, I'm taking that mid-fight. If I see a Magnum on a corpse, if I knew that guy was using a Magnum, I'm taking that because I loved that thing. But, like, this game, art direction, amazing. The Server Slam was great. And this is where I want to go onto another topic. The PvP focus of the game. Me and CJ were literally talking about this, I think, 5 seconds ago, before I started recording this. And it's like, this game will always be more PvP focused, and I'm grateful for that. If you're not, trying not to sound like a douche, but like Arc Raiders is there.
Yeah.
Go enjoy the other cake. Like, go play Arc Raiders. It's more of your cup of tea. And I'm not saying you can't play Marathon, but like, if you're not,
you can't really have a gripe about it being PvP focused.
Yeah. Like
you can say you don't like it, but you can't hate the game for it.
Yeah, and you can't scream at them to choose one or the other. You can be a PvP extraction shooter. Look at Tarkov.
Or another instance, Hunt Showdown.
I said this with Gunner. Hunt is a weird case.
It's different, but still, it's a very like the community of that game is very PvP.
Well, it's because there is no reason to team. You're actively losing if you team.
That is true.
In that game. But Marathon 1, they most of the time in one of the advertisements or something they said don't trust other runners. They're literally actively saying not to trust other runners. But I was just watching Aster Cross's video, another person I'll probably mention a bit more in this video, maybe, because I watch mainly him. He is the main Destiny YouTuber I watched ever since Mr. Fruit has sort of moved on. Is him and Dado have always been like my go-tos. But when it comes to what Cross was saying with Marathon, and it was this whole thing about maybe when the game's actually coming out and loot actually has value because you're not just going to lose it at the end of the weekend, you know, people might actually start using proc chat and trying to save their own hides. Here's what I have to say. As long as Arachne is a faction that exists, PvP will be a consistent thing. Because there is literally a whole faction whose dedicated purpose is PvP. And I love that. In the Discord server, in the Marathon Discord, guess what faction I am subscribed to? Arachne. CJ hasn't... Oh. Hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. Alright, problem fixed. But with everything that's been going on, like with Arachne as a faction, they are solely a PvP focused faction, which means that there is a faction that exists that promotes that promotes kill, murder, death. So there will always be a motivation to kill other players. There will be. Especially in ranked. With ranked being a thing, and this is the first extraction shooter that I know with a ranked system, which is awesome. It gives another reason. That's another reason why I'm more excited for Marathon than I am for other extraction shooters, is incentive. But that's a topic for another day. I'm very excited for that because that is an issue I had with Arc, was I just felt like I was hoarding loot to lose it after a set time, or I was just hoarding loot to get rid of it at some point for some like buffs, but nothing of actual, like, I don't know. The concept of like getting cosmetics for it has me a little happy, or like a rank on my character. I like that. I like that a lot. I dabbled, yeah. I can't speak too much on that, but I enjoyed Vandal. I enjoyed Assassin. I know I'm going to enjoy Thief. The two main shells I'm looking at playing are Thief and Assassin. Recon is also in the back of my mind, so is Vandal. But the whole reason, this is actually getting another reason why I like Marathon. It is okay, I can't say the first, because Hunt also has this. But it is the first extraction shooter with, like, build crafting. It's the first normal extraction shooter, because Hunt isn't normal, really. Oh, hi, Derek. Welcome to the commentary video. No, like, you don't have, like, Destiny exotic perks. You don't have that. Like, this has perks, basically, in the form of the cores. And with Marathon, with the whole thing I'm excited about, and the thing that got me interested in playing Vandal, because initially, I was just going to let Derek over here have Vandal, because he's a movement guy. But the thing that interests me is Vandal has 2 cores. One, that on landing, an AoE explosion happens around them, and the other one, you can no longer damage yourself with your rocket arm, and instead it propels you. That's TF2 Trollger. No. Shut up. See, shut up. That just happened. That's TF2 Trollger. That is... What is it? The Mantreads that let you Goomba Stomp? And running the Rocket Jumper. You are flinging yourself in the air with a rocket and killing people by landing on them. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I want to do that in Marathon. You know what, now that Derek's here, Derek, you are a dedicated Call of Duty PvP only enjoyer. What makes you go back to Destiny 2 every once in a while? Just say it. Say it. And in Marathon... Okay, wireless sniper's bad, though. It's really only one reason. That's... Well, then wait. Destiny does. There. I disagree. I disagree if you're running grapple. Halo feels... Okay, Derek. It's an optional dash. Pretty nice, but people are saying in Marathon as well. I saw one video, I can't remember who posted it, talking about how snipers feel great in Marathon, and they do. I messed around with the Ares, which I know is a railgun, but it is still meant for more longer range engagements. And of course, I messed around with the long shot, which, as CJ can vouch, I fucking loved that thing. That thing felt exactly like the old Halo sniper. Like, it felt good. It felt good to shoot. But I will say, with Marathon, I'm excited to see where this goes, especially lore-wise, but that's just me being a nerd. But on the topic of, we were talking about with, like, the PvP, like, it being PvP focused is a good thing for an extraction shooter, because especially one that's multi-platform. Yeah, and as me and CJ talked with Hunt, the reason people PvP in that game is because, yeah, if you're not PvPing, you're not gonna win. Yeah, you're not you're trying to get the bounty, and you're trying to get money to buy weapons later, to just... Yeah. So, Hunt really isn't an extraction shooter, kind of. It kind of is, kind of isn't. It's weird. Hunt's weird. I've always said that. But definition, it is because you are extracting. But in my eyes, Hunt is like this weird in between of BR and extract shooter. We don't talk about DMZ. We don't talk about DMZ. Let's not talk about DMZ. Derick, let's just focus on Marathon, please. I know you didn't play it much, sadly. Yes. Now, that's something, I hate the UI complaint stuff for the backpack menu. I'm like, y'all, most backpack UIs, no, it's not feeling, it's look is what they're complaining about. It's look. They're complaining about the fact that all of the chips look the same because they're chips. Well, they don't look the same, that is true. They are slightly different shapes based on what chip they are. People are asking them to like put symbols on it. Somebody proposed that on Reddit, which, I mean, great idea. Honestly, great idea. However, like, yo, you shouldn't be looking at weapon mods mid-gunfight. Just go put your cursor over it and read. Oh no, font variety. Do you want your video game in MLA format? I wanted High Guard to do good, y'all. Y'all know that. I should have made a video on High Guard and how sad I am that game didn't perform. Fuck you, Jeff Keighley. No, that's the other thing. Okay, quick little tidbit on High Guard for like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. A little side tangent because Derick mentioned it. They literally listen to everything the community asked them within a week. They got to it within a week, at latest. Yeah, to quote, let's not gonna talk about next fight because I can't speak on that game, but. And we're not gonna bring up 3 games here. But to quote what many Destiny YouTubers or just FPS YouTubers are saying, or even just extraction shooter people are saying, y'all are just looking for something to complain about. Like, y'all are literally just complaining to complain. Now, the only valid complaint I have, or that I will acknowledge, is the people that refuse to play the game because of the art stealing thing last year, which is completely fair and is your choice to decide, even after compensation, that you don't want to play the game. You can do that. You can do that because if you think you have the ideology of they'll do it again, and who's to say they haven't done it and gotten away with it? To that I say this. They compensated the man, and Bungie was going through already a ton of stuff with art stealing that year, and I think most of those people hopefully are no longer at the company, especially after the Sony acquisition. Because keep in mind, that was pre-Sony, or full pre-Sony. Because the full Sony acquisition, because it was only like half and half, didn't happen until the flunk that was the Marathon Alpha. So that's pre-Sony management. And now Sony management's in effect. So you can look at that. I'm willing to give the game a new chance. But I'm going to quickly mention this. I have Marathon pre-ordered. I pre-ordered this game. Keep in mind, I'm not sponsored. I'm too small of a content creator to be sponsored by them. At best, I got that one TikTok sponsor from freaking Dubby because they kept peppering me with advertisements. Use code prof_ham at checkout. Sorry. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I'm a broke college student, guys. I was about to say, to quote Kingsman, I'm a broke college student, okay? I need money. I need money somehow. And but like, sadly, I'm not that bad, though. That's so fair, though. But like, I don't know. That happens every time we play. What's funny is, I thought he got kicked out. No, Marathon, y'all. Marathon. But this is already approaching 30 minutes. But like, I agree with what most content creators are saying with the game is genuinely great. If you like Bungie games and like Bungie FPSs, you will like Marathon. The only gripe I truly have is when in fights with both the robots, when fighting UESC, it is very difficult to hear if you're getting pushed because of how loud UESC footsteps are. The robots are extremely loud. Derick, I know you said you couldn't hear anybody. I can hear player footsteps fine, but the moment I'm in a fight with UESC, they get covered up for the most part. Which is the point. I was about to say, which is the point. So it's really not a complaint. Oh, that reminded me of the one last complaint that I want people to shut. This is genuinely one that I get pressed about in comments over. The robots and the players look the same. No, they fucking don't. I'm sorry. No, CJ, shut up. Let me. I'm on my soapbox. Silence. That shows me that you are not aiming for the head, because the robots' heads glow bright red. Their faces glow bright red. There's only one player class that has that effect, and that is Rook, who, when using his tactical, which the whole point of that is supposed to make him look like a UESC robot. Yeah. For the color scheme, I was going to say, Destroyer's default appearance, he's bright white. But the only thing that people say, and this is a compliment on Bungie's part, is the robot AI being very good. To the point where it's player-like. And now, another thing is people complaining about robot HP. And to that I say, there is no way to keep what they want, because they want the UESC to be a threat. They do. They really do. There is no way for them to change that without making the game easier than they want the game to be. That's just unfair. Oh! Alright, y'all did just remind me of people complaining about not being able to find ammo or meds. Bots, specific bots, drop meds. You gotta know what they're using. Turrets either drop light ammo or heavy ammo literally every time they die, for the most part. The only ammo that is super rare are MIPS rounds, and that's the whole point of MIPS rounds. Nope. Oh, yes, but that's also because I think there was literally like one gun. No. Literally in the entire server saying we didn't have a Volt gun. We didn't have a Volt gun yet. Those are also supposed to be the rare energy type of weapons. Now, here's actually a small complaint I have. Kim does way too much damn damage. It's not even the plants. I ran around with 3 Kim grenades and was able to wipe a whole team. Because it's just so threatening. Because it just destroys your health bar. The mines, specifically in the clip right now, we are on Dire Marsh. Specifically on Dire Marsh at Greenhouse. That area with that area. I actually think this is the run where we went there and died because of all the invisible dudes and the mines everywhere. But like, I am excited to see where this game goes. I'm excited to see what the rest of Marathon has to offer. I will be trying to play it more when it comes out. I will be trying to play it live. I will be trying to record more stuff. Notice, this is going on the YouTube that hasn't had any form of content on it since, like, ever, I think, since I've swapped to Professor Ham. So, yeah. I'll have this uploaded hopefully eventually. Maybe. Might redo some things because I don't know. But I conscripted CJ here, and Derek joined of free will for Gits and Shiggles. We will be playing Marathon hopefully this week when it comes out. A small part of me is hoping Bungie lets us New Zealand because I usually get put on work Thursday. And that would suck. Now, even if I do have work Thursday, I'll most likely be able to stream for at least 3 hours. So y'all will get some Marathon content out of me. Probably some Thief gameplay. Because Thief is the only character I'm interested in because they have my favorite type of movement that any game has, and that's grappling hook. And looking at footage, it's literally just strand grapple, verbatim. You don't need a surface to grapple on. It creates its own node midair. So, yeah. I should already be pretty solid with it. The only thing that's I'm worried about is the drone. And as I saw from my gameplay, I really do like Assassin. I will probably stick to Assassin for the most part, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Any other notes? Reminder. Oh, yes, I do like that everything is not credits. Like, there's stuff that you trade for items. I do like that. I like that. I do also like the fact that, as I mentioned, if you have a favorite gun, if you focus on a faction, you can probably just get that gun pretty easily. It may not be kitted, but you can get your favorite gun. Oh my god, sorry, in the footage, Rat the Shed joke. Rat the complex shed joke. I know exactly where we're at. Yep, here it is, hold on. Requires complex shed key. I don't know, it looks quite simple to me. Find the pinnacle of comedy. But, like with everything, I genuinely think Marathon will be a successful game if, unlike High Guard, people will actually sit down, realize it's a fun game that feels amazing, and won't just be mad at it because it's the same genre as another game they like. Like, just enjoy the two cakes. If you can enjoy both. I can't, as I've mentioned. I'm not too big on Arc Raiders. I'm more of a PvP guy. As I mentioned, Arachne was my highest level faction at rank 10, I think, or like 9. I can't check anymore because the server slam's over, but Trials, the moment Trials is up. Yep. Not Dungeon Key, it's the current DLC, and Derick, you don't know why? It was a cheat. It's because Trials had a cheating problem on launch. I remember that, but I think that was a bug that they fixed. But the issue with Trials was when it launched, you couldn't play it. You couldn't play it. You literally was unplayable. No, dude, you don't even know like the level of the cheats. Send in the giant moths. Hey y'all, this is a marathon commentary. And you joined. But like, yeah. Like, from someone who's played Bungie games, this is a Bungie game. This game feels amazing. If you don't like it, I feel like you're just looking for reasons to not like it. Now, if you don't like PvP, if you don't like the PvP focus, that's fair. Arc Raiders exists. Just have fun with that cake, but don't shit on other people's cake. Because the cake is good. You're just not a fan of chocolate. You're more a fan of vanilla, I guess. I don't know. Okay, this is a cookie cake versus a regular cake. Like you know, or it's like a pizza. You know, some people prefer regular pizza. Myself, I prefer Chicago style. I prefer Chicago style. I like my. CJ, you're from Louisiana. You have that backing you up when it comes to food. Okay, and pizza's evolved past Italy. Most people eat New York style rather than Italian style. Squares. I prefer Chicago style. Okay. Side note, Marathon. No, shut up. I will kick you from this VC, I swear to God. Okay, but as we were saying, like, just let people enjoy the extraction shooter they like. Because both games are good. Both games are good games. They have yet to do anything that is objectively bad that warrants hatred to the point where it's a bad game. Oh, connection issues. Oh my God. Connection issues. I noticed connection issues were only really for PC and PlayStation players. If you played on Xbox, I noticed only like connectivity issues when the player count was starting to skyrocket on Saturday. But like the logging in issues, I only noticed on PlayStation and PC. And PC, it was due to VPN stuff. PlayStation, you basically just had to brute force, which is quite funny regarding the fact that the game was published by Sony. No. Derick, this is why I wanted just CJ, because I knew you and I were going to get in an argument over this. It's an extraction shooter. If you are in an area with loud existing noises, you should be able to be snuck up on and be punished for that. You should be forced to be... I didn't have 80 pounds of gear. I had about a 2-pound shotgun in a dream. Look, yeah, and we were there. Okay, Derick, we know the situation. And we got ran up on by a team. The reason we didn't hear them, and I'm going to say this because I wanted to call you out then and there. You literally, when opening the game, complained that it was too loud and then proceeded to turn down your game volume. That's all I'm going to say. I never touched my game volume. I never touched the game volume, and I could hear footsteps fine. I will admit, on perimeter, if it was raining, the footsteps are a little more difficult to hear, which makes sense, because there's a storm going on. Shout out to CJ on our first ever run, dying to the lightning strike, and thinking it was the unstable diode he had picked up, or whatever. But I'm going to end this commentary here because we keep getting off topic, which I tried to avoid. I'm quite literally on my meds, trying to avoid. But Marathon, great game. Enjoy your cake. If you like Arc Raiders, go play Arc Raiders. If you're like me and you want a more PvP experience, you'll enjoy Marathon, especially if you like Bungie games. That's it. Welcome. This will technically, I guess, be my first video on the Professor Ham YouTube. I'm gonna try and upload some clips also from this footage you're watching now, because I've been wanting to actually try editing. So expect some more stuff in the future. Expect CJ, because CJ is always here for the most part. There might be some montages involving them. CJ saying stupid stuff. Derick getting mad at video games. Because Derick's our face... Derick's our face Jev in training. God, no, Derick gets livid. It's so funny. But expect some stuff in the future. Especially with Marathon. I'm not saying I'm going to become a dedicated marathon YouTuber, because I can never become a dedicated anything YouTuber, because my ADHD be damned. My ADHD be damned that I'm going to play the same game for a long period of time. I'm hoping Marathon will allow me to do it somewhat, especially since it's an extraction shooter and a developing one at that. But hey, pretty colors. But yeah, this was 50 minutes. If you actually sit through this video on 3 Idiots' opinion on Marathon, none. No, I have some. If not, I'll just rename my old channel to Professor Ham, which has 30. And I uploaded 2 hours of Resi footage to that one. I uploaded 2 hours of Resi Village footage on that one. That's why I stream on Twitch. That's a complaint for another day, with the whole debacle of YouTube not actually advertising streams. Yeah. Alright, guys. See you hopefully on Thursday, live from wherever the hell I'm at. Yeah. We will be streaming a ton. Not this week, but next week. I will be trying to stream as much as possible, because I will be hella free. So yeah, farewell.